Hello, Jyoti. Welcome to the podcast, Marketing That Works. I know we've been talking on LinkedIn about your marketing experience and how and where you can add value. But first, I want to start with your story. Uh,
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of content, and I think we've been connected since couple of years. When I was in India, then only I connected to you,
Yeah,
and then I came to
right.
UK. So a lot of my audience who is watching this podcast, this entire content, they are quite interested to move to either to the EU market, the European market,
Mhm.
or they want to understand the landscape of these market, a UK market as well as European market. So first, I want to start with understanding your story, and then we'll
Mm.
touch base on other aspect.
Yeah, sure, sure. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast because yes, I mean it's the other way around today because I am usually interviewing guests and today I am like the guest. So yeah, the tables have turned, but yes, and I mean of course the journey is long and we would be talking for hours, but then let me just cut it short. So I have been based in Sweden for 10 years as of now, and initially, when I started, of course, I didn't know that this is going to be my path here in Sweden, my career path. Initially, of course, as everybody comes, everybody tries to go for the 9 to 5 job route. So that was also my plan, and I did work with a lot of good corporate companies here, and in different roles, of course, because directly coming into a marketing role is very difficult here in Sweden because of the language barrier. Because since you're working with the local Swedish people, even your customers and clients are Swedish. So language plays a very important role here, which I did not anticipate when I came here in the beginning. So I was like very, or like fool, you can say foolish, and I just went by, whatever came to my way. But initially, the first thing what I did, I think the best decision of my career would be starting a YouTube channel. So initially when I came, that was in 2016 Jan when I came, YouTube was just, picking up. And a lot of my friends were doing YouTube, and they asked me like, why don't you start a YouTube channel? And because I had a lot to say, because I had already been like almost a year in Sweden, and then I realized that there are so many things, so many things around the system which is gate kept. Nobody knows about the information. Everybody keeps it secret and tries to hide. I don't know why. And I thought like I need to tell this to new people who are coming to Sweden because there's so much of information. So that's when I started my YouTube channel, and then I just got involved in the whole digital marketing world. Because when I started making YouTube videos, I didn't even know how to look in a camera. So started with that, and then scripting, of course, topic research, and then slowly I realized, okay, if I have to market my videos, I need Instagram account, then I need Facebook. So
Yes.
slowly I got into it. But I absolutely fell in love with digital marketing. I did a couple of courses here and there, but I think the practical knowledge what I got while doing the job, that was great. And I got very good response from the community. My followers started growing, and I got a lot of comments and video requests and all that. So that's how my digital marketing career started. And but still, I was working full time. After that, I worked till like pandemic. I was working full time, 9 to 5. And then, of course, I lost my job, and there were no jobs in the market during the pandemic, which was almost for a couple of years. And then I got approached by the local restaurant here, and they asked me that to take some videos and some photographs for their restaurant. It was an Indian restaurant. And then once we took the photographs, it was the first assignment kind of me for me. And after taking that photos, they asked me that why don't you, do our content on Instagram and Facebook. Initially, I was like very scared because that was my first, kind of client in European market. But then I thought, okay, let's do it, and then I started. So I started, and then I again started falling in love with the whole process of creating content behind the scenes, creating a story basically around the brand, around the company, and then that's how I got started. And then initially, of course, I did a lot of free work, but during pandemic, I realized that this is a career. It can be a full time career, earning good income.
Yeah.
Then I registered my company. I registered my company here, of course, and then the whole thing started. But then again, after pandemic, because I was burnt out, I was almost working with more than 10 clients from different time zones: US, UK,
Yeah.
India, Sweden, and I was working alone because I don't know if your audience knows, the hiring system is very very difficult here in Sweden. You are responsible if you're hiring a person, you have to pay the full salary, and also you're responsible for the insurance and pension and all those uh, things, and it's very difficult for a solopreneur or for a one person business to manage. So then I realized, and I was like literally working weekends and day and night, and it was getting too much. So then I, of course, went back to 9 to 5. I shut down my business again. I went to 9 to 5. And finally, last year, after working with, like, I had a list of my dream companies here in Sweden to work with. And I worked with all. And then I realized that I have so much to offer. I have so much of marketing expertise, knowledge, ideas, which is not getting that much converted here because people, they don't want to change here. They don't want to listen to you. So I thought, like, okay, let me start my own company and let me do what I really want to do, which is my, passion in marketing. So finally, last year I started my company again, and I'm currently working with a lot of good Swedish clients, and that's how my journey is here in Sweden.
Amazing. So, did you plan to become a journalist, or you just, I mean, always wanted to become a social media manager or in that aspect?
No, it's not like that. I have in marketing, of course, as you know, we cannot say no to any work. So anything comes up, I used to take. So let it be email marketing or ad campaigns or lead generation, campaigns. I did it all. But finally, I realized that social media is kind of my forte, and I love creating videos. I love creating a story for the brand, and I believe in organic marketing. I don't like that much paid campaigns and paid
Paid campaign,
marketing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
yeah,
yeah.
uh, do you think there is a different playbook when it comes to marketing in India versus the European market? Because I feel with European market, you have a lot of responsibility again because
Yeah.
of GDPR, and then as you said that even for employer to hire anyone, it's a lot of responsibility as well as liability. They have to pay so many uh, other stuff like apart from salary, they have to make sure that there is a pension and then a lot of security with the job. So,
Yes.
what do you think about that in terms of both Indian market as well as the European market?
Oh, there's a lot of difference. I mean, I can speak and go on and on speaking about it, but in short, I can say that Indian mindset in marketing or business and European mindset in marketing is completely different. So I think Indian mindset is a lot of aggressive, and they are into more, hustle, and I think it's a lot of fast speed. But whereas European market is completely opposite. They believe in slow and, taking a pause, and of course connecting with the audience, and it is very slow. And marketing, I think, because when I worked back in India, I was also working as a regional manager. So I was handling multiple outlets into retail and marketing, creating campaigns, but that time digital marketing was not that huge. So we used to do traditional marketing like billboards and running ads, and preparing the discount campaigns in the stores and all that. But still, we were quite aggressive, and we always had this that 3 month plan, 1 month plan, targets, and numbers to chase. But when you come to Europe, it's completely 360-degree turn. So you have it. First of all, they're very slow, and I mean, for us Indians, it becomes very challenging because from the childhood, what we have grown, we have always taught to hustle. We've always taught, the importance of speed,
Yeah,
and then you have to do a lot of unlearning when you come to Europe, and you have to kind of take it slow. And I don't say that it's a good or bad. Every place and every culture has their own positive points and negative points. But the famous thing, even when I work with my Swedish clients who have worked with Indian people, they always, we have this saying that Indians, we are very jugadu, like we
yeah,
can solve problems quickly, and we can use different ways to how to reach the solution as fast as possible. Whereas In Sweden and Europe, it's not like that. So basically, they want to understand the root cause of the problem. They want to take their time to understand. Okay, they also discuss a lot. They have a lot of meetings. They want to understand whole picture and then act. So it's quite slow and it's a process. But I believe that that also has its own advantages because they think so deep of the problem that it might be slow, but they make sure that the results and the work what is done, it's done like ultimate, like 100%. So that is, I think, the major difference what I have seen.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
feel it's because, I mean, as a person, so for instance, I work in India with many agencies, and then I know the work culture is bit fast paced. But
Hmm.
if as a person I want a life where I want to maintain both life as well as work, I
Hmm.
feel that European market is quite comfortable for me,
Yeah.
right? So I think, yeah, depends from person to person, uh, what I mean on what kind of level they are and
Hmm.
where they want to go in the career. So I've seen a lot of your content on LinkedIn, right? Storytelling is your whole thing,
Yeah.
and I want to understand why does it matter now so much, especially when there is a lot of AI content, and why you feel that storytelling should be the number one priority for every marketer uh, in 2026.
Yeah, sure. So I am a old school person from from the beginning, and that means that I do believe still in reading a book, or maybe using pen and paper. And I whatever I'm seeing, all the noise about AI, I'm sure that AI is here and it's here to stay. But I think we all can think of AI as just a tool instead of thinking that this is the end of the world and it's going to take our jobs and it's going to make us come on the streets, and there's not going to be any single field where we can have income. I think it's too extreme. It's not necessary. So I think storytelling is so important as of now, and it's going to be more important in the future because the element of human is going to be very, very, very important in the upcoming years because everything is AI. I mean, with I'm working with clients, and I never thought for a single second that AI is going to take over my job because I believe in myself and I believe in human connections. So I have worked with clients from all over the world, digitally, of course. Half the people I have not even met personally in my life. But how I build connections with them and how I speak with them, how I interact with them, and how I follow up, that is more important because you also know, you also work with clients, the kind of marketing what you can do or the kind of videos what you can do, anybody can do. So what is the difference? The difference is you as a person, how you are interacting with the other person, how you're respecting the other person, and how you are basically connecting with the other person. So that is how we get client. That is how the clients stay with us for years and years and work with us and not go to AI.
Yeah,
Because even now so many people are creating, using AI as a content like ChatGPT and Gemini and all the other apps. um, you can see the posts are almost same. You can make out as a marketer. I don't know about the layman normal person, but me, if I see any post, I can make out, is this AI or is it a human? So we can make out the difference. Even though you are very good in prompting, but still, I can make out a difference because we know, we have been working in this field. So it's going to be the huge differentiator, and I think in the upcoming years, and human factor is going to be important. So for my message to all the marketers, this is just hang on, just wait. Your time will also be coming, and you will also be contributing to the society, and that is what even I have seen. So I have created different kinds of content. I do work with different sets and different industries, but I always see that the more number of views what I get is for organic content,
yeah,
and a highly produced video with high transitions and
exit,
effects
yeah,
and captions, yeah, might not give me the same result as a raw video gives me. So i'm
yeah.
i'm sure there's a huge thing with that.
I think that era of highly edited video is already gone because I mean I
Yeah.
personally observed that on this channel whenever I upload video with very raw energy, where I'm not trying to show something, you know, so I don't uh, make content where I'm exaggerating any topic. While on the other hand, I've seen a lot of content creator here in the UK. Uh, they'll produce some content which is again not possible for any no one else. So I always try to put myself in that so that if I will watch as a person. If I want to get something from the video, it should be the value, not that fluff talk. I'm not doing
Mm.
all the things. Uh, so talking about the same thing, you said that you have worked in SEO or any other channel, all the channel marketing. Which channel of marketing you still want to bet on going ahead? Is it the organic channel or paid channel or any other channel which you think will be playing a very important role in the European market?
Sure. So I think as I said earlier, it is organic marketing, and I still believe in organic content creation, and that is going to be huge, later on, because when everything is what to say, when there is a filter, right now everybody has a filter of looking at AI, and but I feel that that is going to be a huge differentiator. So if we are still creating organic content, if we are still trying to even in any field like influencers, or let's say YouTube videos, or shorts, or we are doing TikTok and so many short form content, but still I feel the raw human face, when actually, and you must have seen this, right? When a brands why brands are hiring micro and nano influencers, because even though their following is low, but still they are able to produce authentic raw content. So they are using their face, and they are applying the products, and they are showing the results live, like on the and that's the reason they are getting paid also, and they're getting views and followers also following them. For example, it's like, if I have a friend, and if I tell her that this product is good, I have used it and it has given me results, vis-a-vis any other celebrity who is telling them that this is, so you obviously, she will trust me more than the celebrity. So that is the biggest difference, and it is going to stay, because the more AI is coming, I think the more human beings and human and raw content is going to perform better.
Quick message from me before we continue with the podcast. If you are into marketing or digital marketing and you are trying to learn everything from everywhere, you only need three things to grab the next client or acquire a next job in the European market or in the UK market. Number one, paid media, that is Google and Meta ads. Number two, the new version of SEO, that is AEO and GEO, which is in high demand in both the market. And with this skill, you will able to acquire client, that I can guarantee you. And last but not least is CRO, that is conversion rate optimization. And good news for you, I am teaching SEO, the AEO, I mean the GEO from scratch inside the ad school. So you're not only going to master the paid media, but along with that, you're going to learn AEO. And whatever you're going to learn inside that school, that is relevant to the UK and the European market. I'm not teaching anything which is backward or not relevant to the UK or European market. That means I'm not teaching something from the Indian market. That is very important. So see and understand the page. The link of this ad school is inside the description. As of now, if you join the ad school for next 90 days, you will able to get mentorship. That means you'll able to get in one-on-one call directly with me. And most importantly, if you join the ad school in next 10 days, that is by April 28th, you will able to join at just $49 per month for next 60 or 90 days. So link is in the bio or in the description. See if you can join, and I'll see you inside the ad school. And if you have any question, just email me on this particular email ID.
Let's shift the gear a bit, and this is
Yeah.
very important conversation. I feel a lot of people might be interested in this one.
Mm-hmm.
If a person have done their masters in the UK in marketing, uh, they are currently on post study work visa. They might
Mm-hmm.
not have the job essentially in marketing, but they do have a lot of experience in marketing. Uh, because I know a lot of folks who have few years of experience in India and then they came to UK just to pursue masters, and then they realized the course was total opposite. They did not
Mm-hmm.
get any value. It was just a theoretical uh, aspect, the theoretical things which they might have learned in India as well. So the course quality is not as good. That is like something which I have realized. I have pointed this out. How they can get opportunity in the Sweden market? What should be their process or steps you think they should follow?
Yeah. So of course, I always say that Swedish market is totally different from any other market you have known. Because I have like lived and breathed and saw everything live. I have seen the market changing in the entire span of last 10 years, which was high and down and high and down, all sorts of things. And of course, marketing as a whole niche evolving and changing in Sweden. So as of now, I could say that it's the best time. I feel that for marketers, and if anybody wants to do their career in marketing, I think this is the time. This is the best time as of now. And why I say that, because when I came, I mean, honestly speaking, all cards out. When I came to Sweden, Sweden was not that much into marketing. So there were like these standard brands like H&M and this Espresso and IKEA, and they had their standard basic marketing channels, and they didn't need marketing because the population was less, and they knew that their audience also have less options. So they are going to come to you as well. Where are
Yeah,
they going to go, right? So there were very minimum bands. So they were not doing any marketing. And I was like so shocked and surprised that how are these people making money without marketing, and how are they growing their businesses? And pandemic hit and everything changed. Of course the world changed, but I literally saw in front of my eyes the brands changing. The brands surprisingly, when I used to open LinkedIn and see hardly one or two openings here and there in marketing, trust me. And then suddenly after pandemic, every brand and every company wants to hire marketing people. And that is the transition I saw. So as of now, I feel that if anybody wants to have a career in marketing, first of all, I think you should have a YouTube channel. I believe and feel that every person should have a YouTube channel, because social media currently is not to drive sales. It's mostly as a, you can say, a walking, talking resume for yourself.
yeah,
So just a small example I'll tell you. I got a job a couple of years back in my dream company, and there were 10 candidates, in the pile. I came to it later on when I got the job, started working and all that, and my colleague told me that when they were hiring, there were 10 shortlisted people, and they picked me because I was the only one who mentioned that I have a YouTube channel or I have a YouTube account, and that was a differentiating factor. And when I asked them why, they told me that that shows that you have the capability of, because people just think YouTube, what is it, video, make videos and post it. It's not like that. YouTube in itself is like running a business. There is strategy involved. You have to do your taxes, you have to pay bills, you have to collaborate with different people, you're wearing multiple hats. So that shows that you can lead, you can work alone. So all the skills required in order for you to work in a European market, as in a company, you get by doing YouTube. So that's the reason I think, first of all, have a YouTube channel, have an Instagram account. If not, I should say definitely be on LinkedIn. So pick
yeah,
two platforms for you. Either it can be LinkedIn, but YouTube, yes, has to be there. And then create content. Create content. At least if let's say, if your job or if your full time income doesn't allow you, then maybe do one video per week or two videos per week. It's okay. Start slow, but have something and talk about your opinions. Talk about, you have a voice, you have a brain. It's not that, okay, AI is AI, but nobody can, compete human brain, right?
yeah,
So use your brain, put out your thoughts, put out your opinions about your industry or about certain industry where you want to work, and be on LinkedIn. I think that is the first step. And then that will also help you to make a portfolio. So
Yeah.
instead of resume, make a portfolio, because nobody sees resume. In European market, I can write and give you, no HR has time to what, to look at your resume. It's a ATS system. It's again AI. They will shortlist the keywords, and if you're lucky, I mean, you will be in the pile, or there are already selected candidates out there in the company which are going to get the job. So the interview what you get might be fake or might be just a formality, you know. So don't trust on resumes. Try to build your portfolio, try to be on social, and use that as your working looking resume, and that's how, you know, you can come in the European market.
So I think exposing
Yeah.
yourself, so showcasing your skills on LinkedIn and then YouTube. So people ask that what kind of content should I create? So I think the best instance can be you start with sharing maybe the dashboard of ads account if you have created any, or if you have any strategy, which you think that a brand can follow. Uh,
Yeah.
Start with the small brand in Sweden, for instance, and then try to create a marketing strategy for them and just showcase that on LinkedIn or YouTube. I feel, uh,
Yeah.
as you said, that for a lot of people, if they are not either confidence. So it's not about confidence, but they don't get time, I feel, uh,
Hmm.
because again, confidence come with the consistency. They need to be
Yeah.
on, YouTube and
Mm.
showcase themselves. But LinkedIn, I feel, is very easy.
Yes.
And even in the age of AI, I don't feel a lot of people are creating content on LinkedIn, which they
Yes.
should be. And if they really want to do something or move the needle. So,
Yeah. Definitely.
w-
And
w-
simple thing I'll tell you, like if anybody is doing a full-time job currently and they want to start creating content, talk about your work. Talk about the industry you are in. Maybe it's, I don't know, defense or automotive, or you're a graphic designer, or as simple as that, if you're working, you know, as a in a restaurant, just talk about your day. How was your day? What kind of customers did you meet? Did you have any? Because I think each one of us has experience every minute. Every minute we have a unique experience, and we are watching, we're observing, we're learning. You know, why not to just, and how much time it takes, you know, to write, like, you know, we are doom scrolling and watching Netflix and watching this Instagram videos, right? So instead of take 5 minutes, write whatever is in your mind. It doesn't have to be polished. You don't have to be like an, you know, like a author or something. Just write few words, post it. That is the first step. And I'm sure that once you post it, that will give you confidence to post the second one. I think
yeah.
one step at a time, right?
So in terms of, as you discuss the marketing channel, what are a couple of tools which you are using, which you find are quite useful, and you recommend people to have at least hands-on experience when it comes to European market specifically in
Right,
marketing?
right, right. So as of now, I feel that video editing is a very good skill to have, and which is here to stay. I know it's contradictory to what people say, that AI can generate videos, AI can edit videos, but trust me, it cannot as of now. And I am working with, you know, hands-on with clients who are having, you know, millions of turnover, and they have still not turned to AI for video marketing. So
Yeah,
that means there is potential. So I think video editing, take a basic app. Forget about even app. Take Instagram Edits app, right? It's free. It comes along with your Instagram, and it has all the basic requirements like transition, voiceover, you know, basic captions. It is more than enough. Just play around and try to use that app. Second thing is, of course, Canva. Canva is again free, and you can, you know, just experiment, try to create some carousel post or some kind of captions, play around, you know, with that app. And I don't think so. You need to take any course or go and take any certification, because certifications is not going to give you any client. No client as of till now. And that is another thing about Europe. Nobody asks you certificates or you know, your degrees from back home. I don't even have my certificates here and degree. I have it in India. And last 10 years, I never needed that. So that is another thing. So there is a trust factor here, which is, highly valued between you. So if you go for an interview and if you tell them that I know Adobe, I know Photoshop, they believe you that you have that skill. That doesn't mean that you have to lie, but because if they hire you also, you have to prove
Yeah.
yourself, right? You have to do the work. So that is not the idea, but the idea is that these two skills, of course, I feel that everybody should have as of now in today's world and today's time, and that is very basic skills, right? We can have that. I think that too is good to start with.
Yeah, I think with the AI landscape, as you said, there are a few
Mm.
latest update like with Claude Remotion, people are editing videos, but I still feel that the brands they are not going to hire someone who is editing the videos with Remotion. Of course, when you have to add multiple things inside the video, it is a bit difficult. So as you said, yeah, Canva, and I think if people can do half of what currently there on Premiere Pro or other important tools, the free tool CapCut, and then there are one more
Yeah,
which is working. I feel it can be feasible for them to at
yeah,
least
yeah,
do the basics and then go into the advanced level.
yeah,
Talk us through about your learning style and what kind of book or resources you recommend, people who wants to learn marketing this year.
yeah. So I think podcast, of course, like you and me, we are sitting and we are talking about marketing. So list down a couple of podcasts which talk about marketing and follow them and listen to them. So I believe in podcasts. So I listen to like every day. I'm listening to Gary Vee. Of course, he's my idol. So I listen to him because he's also having that kind of motivation in his words. So if you are I mean as a young marketer, if you are like younger, or even if you're older, um, he caters to all kinds of audiences, and I think he has that value of saying that don't think, start now. So that is very important, because to be in marketing, I think the first thing what you need is the attitude of the grit, the perseverance, and to go for it. So that is very, very important, first of all. So yes, listen to podcasts. There are so many amazing marketing podcasts, like Vikrant is doing here. So you can listen, get more information about it, because what live real information what you get from videos, you cannot get from any course. So I don't believe in, you cannot learn marketing from theory. I believe that. So I have learned everything hands on by doing. So if you want to learn, be an intern, be intern in a marketing company or a agency, or take 2 or 3 months and spend time with any company, like offer your services for free. You will learn much faster than doing any course for 1 year also. So I think yes, intern. Books, of course, I'm reading currently the Gary V's only. So I have it with me. So I'm reading Day Trading Attention by Gary. So
Yep.
yeah, so he gives a lot of hands-on advice on how to be a marketer, how to start your career or any kind of business, also in content creation. So yes, listen to podcast, and instead of waiting, you can also start creating content for your friend or for yourself. If you don't have any client, people tell me, that I don't have any client and I'm young, nobody wants to hire me or nobody wants to work with me. Work for yourself. Why not create content for yourself and then make a case study out of it? Because for
Yeah.
me, I am getting a lot of opportunities because of my YouTube and because of my Instagram, because I created content for myself about Sweden topic, and then the clients started noticing because I started getting views and started getting community support, and that's how I came into the radar of the local magazines and media, and then they tapped onto me, they interviewed me and all that. But if I didn't believe in myself, if I had listened, I mean, that is another thing where, a lot of people just give up. And that is when your family, when your friends and other people around you say that, what are you doing? Like people used to say to me, that what are you doing? She's just sitting at home and making videos, just doing some time pass, she doesn't have a job and therefore she's doing this time pass at home. And today, the same people, want to sponsor me and, invite me to speak and all that. So,
Yeah.
things change. So I know content creation is a very off kind of a career, for our parents and for our families to understand. But once you go ahead, once you have results, they will trust you and they will believe in you. So I think,
Yep.
yeah,
So as you said, I think putting uh, yourself a lot into marketing network, listen to the right
yeah,
people, of course. I mean, consume the right content. I feel that as a marketer, if you are trying to consume all the content which is not relevant to your
yeah,
field, you are just wasting time. Of course, there are instance where people want to watch something. Entertainment is fine, but then you definitely need to upgrade yourself by
yes.
watching content which can add value. So again, uh, marketing podcasts which can help them a lot. Apart from that, as a marketer, what kind of impact you want to make in next couple of years being in Sweden, and what do you feel about Sweden as a country culture wise?
Huge, question. I mean, I cannot answer in few minutes, but I'll try. Of course, Sweden is a very, very different country, highly driven by the local Swedish culture, the language. It's very hard to integrate into Swedish society. And so, if you keep your mindset still in India, if your mind is still in India, you will never be able to, settle and thrive here in Sweden. So you have to completely forget your past, and you have to start new from here. And to make connections and contacts also, you have to take initiative yourself. So nobody is going to come to you and with a plate and say that here are your contacts and here are your friends. So you have to put a lot of effort here in making connections, in making contacts, and building your network, and building that trust. Like people should be able to trust you. And for me it took almost 8 to 9 years, but I can say that today I have a very strong network. I mean, if I need, like, any kind of advice, or if I need any client, I can walk to my network and I can ask them that I'm looking for new clients, you can just refer me. But that kind of trust, it took like 8 years for me to build, and with lot of initiative with myself. So like attending events, going and attending different, so there are different. And the beauty about in Sweden and also Europe overall is that there are a lot of in-person events which happen for free.
Yeah,
So yeah, so it's not like that because in India, of course, you meet people in different settings, but here you have to create that setting. That setting has to be there for in order for you to meet people. But another beauty of it is that you can, like, meeting a CEO or meeting a CFO is much more easier here than in India.
yeah,
You know, so you can find mentors. You can find, like for example, if I want to work in a particular company, or if I want a client in in that company, I can easily connect with that person, with the CEO or the founder on LinkedIn. I can ask them for a coffee, or I can ask them for a lunch. You can say that I will buy you lunch, or I can buy you a coffee, a fika. That's what popularly it is called in Sweden, which is coffee and snacks. And they will say yes, usually most of the times, or they will also invite to their offices,
yeah,
because here usually lunches are free in the offices, and they have the swipe card which gets credited to their company account. So that is a option. So that is a beauty, that you can meet these people very easily. You can ask advice, you can always walk up, because they don't have any ego, zero
yeah,
attitude. So yeah, and they're very, very simple people and humble people. And that is another thing which will help you. So if you're on the ground, if you have that humility as a trait, and if you have uh, you know uh, like that attitude of that I can learn, I'm still learning, I'm still humble, it will take you a long way here in Sweden and overall Europe. They don't like overconfident people, they like simple, humble people. And that is the other thing. And currently I think, since I've already done so much in marketing now, my vision for the next, I think I could say that 2 to 3 years. So currently, I'm trying to again build my networking network basically. So I'm going to a higher level now. So I'm connecting with a lot of founders and a lot of startups. And the startup culture is, of course, very huge in India. But I could say that in Europe and especially in Sweden, it is just coming. So I can see a huge wave kind of in the 6 months, last 6 months. And so I'm trying to, connect with a lot of founders, and I want to work with those kind of clients who have a social cause as well. So who are trying to kind of do something better for the society, for women, health, of course. So that, and I think marketing and staying abroad and working with different clients also teaches you a little bit of vision, right?
Yeah.
You have a little bit of vision that what's going to happen, how the market is changing in the next 5 years, and you need to go with that wave. You cannot be behind, you cannot live in the past. You always, as a marketer, I think you have to change very fast, and that is what I'm trying to do, and trying to identify some good causes like social causes in Sweden. And my dream has always been to be like a good kind of a bridge between India and Sweden. So I want to have like a good collaborations, good partnerships, and take those both countries ahead, because I know that I am born in India, but I'm currently having my second home in Sweden. So I want to be like a good bridge between both the countries.
And if someone wants to connect with you, what is the best way to connect? And what kind of things you recommend them to do first? Is it only the learning part or the practical aspect as well if they want to start?
Of course, both goes in hand, but I could say just jump, because I did that. I didn't know how to look in the camera, but I still made videos. People laughed, but I carried on. I didn't know like Facebook to run a Facebook ad campaign. A client asked me, "Do you know that?" I said, "Yes, I know," and I did it. It was not a lie. It was kind of kind of a white lie. But then the moment she hired me, the like the day itself, I started doing my research. I started seeing different case studies, working, and then I did her work and I gave the results. So
Yeah.
practical for me comes first, then learning. Once you do, you will obviously learn. And if anybody, yes, I mean, people can reach out to me. I'm online. My life is like an open book online. So you can reach out to me on Instagram and Jyoti in Sweden, or also there's an email I can leave, sparklewithjyoti@gmail.com. So you can always connect me, because a lot of people do connect me, and they ask me different kinds of advice, and I try to help them as much as possible. But yeah, so you can connect me there.
It was nice communicating with you. I feel you added a lot of value to our audience. For anyone who is watching this or listening this, do connect with Jyoti on LinkedIn. And if you have any other questions, do comment and definitely reach out to her. I'm not sure whether you're offering any book call or something, any calendar or
Yes,
something, but
yes.
uh,
I have a consultation call in my bio on my Instagram.
yep,
So people can book a call with me, a 30-minute call with me. I'm also launching a couple of courses in the upcoming time. But that is still, details are still, pending.
yep. So I'll drop the link of the booking inside the description. Do subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, have an amazing day and become a best marketer.